we were also, by the way, came under fire, not you, but more me, and last week's programme, because Ben said, when I quoted him directly and included the reference of the question that was involved, Ben said that his words had been twisted and turned. Now, even if you're quoted directly, you can still feel as if your words are taken out of context, which should never happen. We don't want to discourage any managers or players from being as open as possible. So I'm going to, once again, quote Ben, mostly directly, a few references as well. If you want context, you saw a part of his excellent interview with Shane Dawson from last night's coverage. It's all over the RT socials. You can watch it. And some quotes directly from Owen Cormacan's article on the Examiner as well. So he mentioned about the assessors. You heard him talk about soccer there as well. He also mentioned, one of the things he kept bringing up was a tap to the fella's helmet. And he said that's what the helmet has been brought in for. So obviously it's down as we've seen plenty of players red carded. He says we're getting like soccer. What does this say to you when you hear Ben O'Connor say this? Joe reckons he has a point.
Yeah, he's a point in a lot of things, I suppose. With the head contact, I suppose, not so much. It's something that can come into the game because I suppose now more than ever, like, the players are like stronger, fitter, more powerful than ever before, and they're moving at a really fast speed. So any kind of a collision at all, like, can be dangerous. So I suppose out of all his comments, that was the only one I'd say he might take back, with connection to the head or whatever. I don't know, he might not, but I
don't know. He said it a few times now. Presumably he kept saying a tap to a fella's head as opposed to
but that can be very broad. Like, that could be broad. So yeah.
And like, wearing a helmet doesn't give you absolute protection. You know, you have to be very careful in saying that, like a tip to the helmet. We're not looking to take the physicality out of things, but again, I'll repeat, the onus or responsibility in improving how you tackle a player has to come down to the players themselves as well. We're seeing too many incidents where people are getting flicked, you know, by the helmet, and some of it is, you know, accidental or whatever, but there is an onus of responsibility on the players as well to get their tackles right. There's a skill in tackling, and I think maybe that's lost a little bit. Dolan Logue spoke last night about the pulling and dragging. I think the tackling issue is a big one as well. I think a lot of players are getting it wrong.
I think one of Donal Logue's issues is the way the tackle is defined, or perhaps not defined within the rule book. You mentioned, though, the comment he made about the assessors. We hear people complaining all the time about there being no accountability for referees. So which is it? Do you want them to have no accountability whatsoever and have nobody assessing their performances on the pitch?
I want them to referee with a bit of common sense and not feel under pressure to tick boxes, because there's somebody up in the stand that on Tuesday or Wednesday night they'll be brought in and say, you didn't do this, you didn't do that, you got this wrong, you didn't give this red card, you didn't give this black card, and then he's feeling the next, and he mightn't get another match.
Should they not be assessed at all then, Joe?
No, they should be to a point, but I'm saying there's almost too much pressure now that referees can't use their own common sense. I guarantee you, if Liam Gordon could make his own decision, he would have given him a couple of yellow cards and play away, guys. 100%, because he referees Galway club games. I know him, and I think personally, maybe I could be completely wrong, but like a couple of years ago, John Keenan gave one of the best displays we've all seen in the Munster final. Didn't get another game that year until later on. I think he got one more game before he retired.
He went on to referee an All-Ireland final.
Before he retired, I think that was it, right? There was other referees that gave good displays and maybe didn't get other matches which they felt they should have. That's all I'm saying. I think he's right, Ben O'Connor, in a lot of things he's saying. I don't agree, obviously, with the tippy-tappy, but I think there's a point he's maybe saying as well about guys feigning a bit of injury around that. I think maybe that might be his point, and he's not getting it across really as well as he can. I think that's coming in a little bit as well, that guys are rolling around. Maybe that's the issue he's saying about the soccer element in it, that guys are getting a small belt, not a small belt, but they're making more of it than they should.
And trying to get players sent off, and obviously that's frustrating from a spectator point of view as well.
And it's tough on referees then to see, is he actually properly injured or is he not, or what should I do? So that's more pressure again. So the onus does go back on players to be fair enough about it.
And sometimes you see, like, you know, players coming into a tackle to get out the other side of a tackle, I suppose, and they lower the head, which draws kind of more contact. And whose fault is that? So it's a hard question.
What about last year's Munster final? Because that's another one where it was very, and some people believe that it did go a lot over the edge and that it was bordering on dangerous.
Yeah, but I suppose to play in that, there wasn't much danger around. It was like a physical game, but I suppose looking back at it then, you know, when you look at I suppose a game now, the way it's ref to that, it's so different. And I suppose can we get them closer together and have a one rule for kind of all would be a better way to go.
But then you'd kind of require assessors and meetings.
Exactly.
But
and
come
things like
May or June, I'm not sure would those red cards be issued, and that's again another issue.
We always see it early on in the league.
Yeah.
There's stuff being pulled for that will never be pulled in an All-Ireland semi-final or final.